live the night after the 25th anniversary of Raw, which flopped. If you didn't see the Deluxe Man and the Slag Daddy, they were mad. Slag Daddy was on top form. That boy ranted so well. It was like a train wreck. You could not turn your eyes away from it. You watched it. It was gory. But how can you turn away from seeing something you normally don't see? A really good rant. He was mad. Top form. I suggest you see his I'm about to say WrestleMania, his 25th anniversary special. You got to see it. But when we look at this show, it sucked. It was like they said to the writing team, Road Dogg said, because you worked so hard on this 25th anniversary, just write something really light and we'll be working on the Royal Rumble. Don't worry about it. They ain't going to care that much about it. Don't worry. And that's the way it felt. It felt like it didn't matter. They didn't even have to have the show. There was a few things I liked. Won't lie. But they didn't even need to care about this show. They didn't want to care about this show. They just gave the writers a break. Told them to write something light, and that's it. And that was stupid. First match, Jay versus Chad Gable. Look, the one thing I've always hated, and they do this a lot, putting one member of a tag team up against another. It's just as bad if the tag champs get a shot by somebody else, they win, but they don't win the title. What was the point of them actually facing the tag champs and winning over the tag champs of not getting the title? In this respect, they do the same thing. They do this way too often, that they allow the tag team champions or someone else have one of their members go off and face someone else. It's not something you should do all the time. It really makes the tag belts look weak when you do this. Now, of course, Chad Gable won against Jay. It just didn't really feel like it meant anything. Then the rest of the show didn't mean like much. You didn't see the Fashion Police. No real promo segments from the women at all. The women did not do a promo segment. You know what they did? They had a match, which I was happy about. Naomi against, Leah Morgan? L-I-V? Laura Morgan. I'm glad Naomi won, which she should be winning over someone like that. But I think it would have been more effective if they had the women just talk. Maybe have all the women in the ring with Shane McMahon and ask them, or in an interview, give an interview for these women. Let Renee Young interview these women in the ring in some chairs. I think that would have been something a little bit different. The women don't normally get special interviews. They get them in the back a little bit. But this is something special. The women deserved a shine. They didn't need to wrestle. Even though I was glad to see Naomi win and get over. And then Becky Lynch tried to get over on Naomi by trying to throw her out of the ring like Natalya tried to throw women out of the ring. And she was breathing and panting going, ugh. But I think they should have had a ring segment with Renee Young and allowed to say something before they broke into a fight and then started throwing people out of the ring. I think that would have been more effective. But that's what we got. Shinsuke Nakamura had an interview. Baron Corbin interfered with that. And then Baron Corbin and Shinsuke Nakamura had a match. No winner. Randy Orton beat the crap out of them both. Now, mind you, this actually makes sense. Randy Orton should be built to be someone special because he's one of the few that's from the older era of the Attitude that really need to be built up to a certain extent. Shame is being done now instead of the last month, actually, to make him strong, to make him mean like something instead of him jobbing periodically and looking weak. I'm being honest. Even though he's been even though he's been paired with Shinsuke Nakamura for the last 3 to 4 months easily, he hasn't won all the time and he's looked weak. And in this case, yeah, they did this, but it was at the last week. And I always hate when they do that. A lot of times they need to do this a couple of weeks or a month in advance. Start building the person up so when they do this final one, it means something. Not something at the very end. It just felt weak. New Day and Bobby Roode versus Rusev Day and Jinder Mahal. Why Jinder Mahal teamed up with Rusev Day when they obviously are a face team? You should have stuck the Ascension, or better yet, Bludgeon Brothers. Why not put the Bludgeon Brothers with Jinder Mahal? Why not? Why? Why not do that? And you didn't even need to have anyone win it. You could have just had the Bludgeon Brothers just bludgeon everybody. They beat up everyone. They beat up the New Day. They beat up Rusev Day. They beat up Bobby Roode. They beat up Jinder Mahal. That would have been great. No one needed the job there. Just the Bludgeon Brothers beats up everybody and shows their dominance. Because as it stands, I haven't seen the Bludgeon Brothers for a little while. Unless something happened with Luke and Eric, haven't seen them. And I think it would have been better if that happened instead of Rusev Day. And it was one of the members of Rusev Day who jobbed, I believe. I can't remember. I think it was Aiden English who jobbed. And it just felt wrong. I don't know what else to say. A little tension between Daniel Bryan and Shane is still going on. I don't know how far they're going with this, but still. And then finally, the double match. Well, 2 matches for AJ Styles doing double work. AJ versus the Kevin, AJ versus the Sami. Cammy. 2 different matches. Kevin gets his ass kicked and he got the calf crusher put on too long. Then AJ got his ass beaten up by a... I'm not saying this was a bad segment, but the ending sucked because it was stupid. Look, AJ should not be going after Kevin Owens when he has a freaking advantage. There was no point in him attacking Kevin Owens periodically so Sami can nail him twice. And then finally, that 3rd time, what happened? This is very frustrating to see Sami Zayn win like this. To see AJ Styles act like a freaking idiot. They say he just lost his mind. No. He's been wanting an advantage over them for a while, and this was an advantage. The only thing he had to do was just leave him alone. He would have won the match. But they couldn't do it. They couldn't let Sami Zayn just beat AJ Styles. Or better yet, cheat in some way that was controversial. Now you could say that was a cheating way. No, it wasn't. Because AJ did that himself. It should have been better for Sami Zayn to cheat to win that instead of AJ acting stupid for him to win it. It angered me. This show, you could skip it. I'm being honest. As much as I could say, hey, see Naomi win over Lal Morgan, if I'm pronouncing her name right. No, it's not worth it. Even with Naomi there, even though you see Randy Orton getting over on Shinsuke and Baron Corbin, which kind of gives him a little momentum, which means almost nothing when this should have been done 3 weeks to a month ago when the momentum should have been started to be built. This is what you got. And I just did not like this show. It just was boring. There was almost nothing there. I guess they blew all their wad last night, and I'm talking about Monday, and they had nothing left. That's just how I feel. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.